Pop quiz, hotshot. Are the Phoenix Suns for real?
Get that stuff out of here. It's Southwest Bias.
Welcome into another edition of Southwest Bias, brought to you by our friends at the Husband and Wife Law Team. If you've had a serious injury, call the Husband and Wife Law Team first at 602-783-8841 or visit their website at husbandandwifelawteam.com. And we are live from Studio K.
That's
brought to you. Yeah, I did. And I got the point right. I perfected the point. Brought to you by our friends at Circle K. Become an Inner Circle member today by downloading the Circle K app. I know that it is Veterans Day, so salute to all of you who have served our country. We appreciate it. That is not the only thing that makes today special in my life, though. It is my 18th anniversary with my wife, the day that I started dating her 18 years ago. And yes, my relationship is now old enough to vote. I started when I was a wee pup in my 20s with my wife, and along the way, I've learned some lessons. And one of the biggest lessons I've learned is the fact that sometimes you need to enjoy the journey as much as the destination. And it took me a very long time to realize this. In fact, it may have taken me until about 2 days ago to realize this, because it's easy to get caught up in the minutia, the where are we trying to go? What are the goals? What are we trying to achieve? And miss the little things, miss the day, the daily things, the hellos in the morning, the simple conversations in the evening, all these little things that make up what you actually experience in the long run. Which brings me to the Phoenix Suns. Are they for real? Are they fake? Look at the last 5 games. They started the season 1-4. They're now 4-1 in their last 5. They're 5th in offensive rating, 8th in half-court rating. They are 10th in defensive rating, 4th in half-court defensive rating. They have the best ISO defense in the NBA this year overall. They're 8th in net rating. They're 4th in true shooting percentage. They're 2nd in three-point percentage. They have the 6th most assists, the 5th most steals. They only have the 26th most turnovers over that time. Grayson Allen shooting 62% on three-point, or 62% of all Grayson Allen's three-point attempts are wide open, which means no defender within 6 or more feet of him, and he's knocked down 50% of those shots. So are the Phoenix Suns for real? Can they continue this? Can they win and be an over 500 team like they are right now, 6-5, and be right in the middle of the playoff and play-in hunt? It doesn't matter. Now that sounds insane, I'm sure. And probably rightfully so. But after the last 2 years of the destination being the focus, being championship or bust, being what is this team going to do when the playoffs come? And how many years of Suns fandom have been wait for the playoffs, let's see what they do? We should enjoy the journey. We should enjoy the fact that last night was one of the most fun games I've watched in a very long time. We should enjoy the fact that last night in particular, we witnessed history. The 10th three-pointer that Grayson Allen hit last night set a franchise mark for a single game. Does it matter whether he's the greatest three-point shooter in Suns history? Not right now. We can debate that in the offseason. We have plenty of time to talk. Does it matter where the Suns are going right now? Maybe to some of you, but to me, what matters is right now, this is a fun basketball team. Right now, this is an extremely good basketball team. Right now, Jordan Ott's offensive system has looked spectacular, has moved the ball in ways that we had only hoped this team could do in the last few years. The defense is one of the best we've seen in a very long time. Over the last 5 games, they've been spectacular. Enjoy it. Because who knows if it lasts or not. But doesn't matter right now. What matters is we're in the midst of it. We're in the midst of a very fun run for this team. An unexpected run in terms of a lot of people. Hell, Bill Simmons and everybody that was willing to take a shot at the Suns in the first 2 games of the season said this was going to be the worst defense they had ever seen and the worst defense in the NBA. Guess what? It's not right now, and let's enjoy that. Who knows where they wind up? We could stress about it, but it's not going to change where they wind up. We can enjoy right now, though. We can live in this moment and accept that the Phoenix Suns are pretty damn good. I don't know if this is residual years of scarring from Arizona sports or scarring from this team in particular. But I'm done setting expectations and being disappointed. I want to enjoy the ride. And maybe some people say that's a loser mindset. You know what I say that is? That's a growth mindset. Because enjoying the moment is going to make this ride a lot more fun. Could make the destination a hell of a lot more fun too. Right? Because if they do make it a long way, guess what? We enjoyed every single second of it. We didn't worry about where they're going. They'll get there, whether it's the play in the playoffs or missing it altogether. And whether you worry about it or not, it ain't going to matter about draft picks because you're not going to have them, so why worry about it? Enjoy the damn team. Enjoy what they're doing. Enjoy the fact that what they said in the offseason is exactly what we're seeing. Enjoy the fact that they're enjoying themselves. We haven't seen a Phoenix Suns team enjoy themselves playing basketball in a long time either. There is nothing wrong with having fun in the moment and enjoying what this team's doing and accepting that this is a great 5-game run. Likely will be a great 6-game run after playing the Mavs on Wednesday night, who just fired their general manager. I'm not looking any further than the next game. You can call me the Bill Belichick of Arizona media right now. It's on to the Mavs. This is fun. And I don't see why we need to worry about anything else. Because after 18 years of a relationship that I've been in with my wife and 37 years in a relationship with the Phoenix Suns, I'm starting to learn that the moment is more important than the destination. The journey is what's going to define whether we liked this team or not the destination. The 2021 Suns were fun because we enjoyed the moment. The 2023 Diamondbacks, the World Series run, was fun because we enjoyed the moment. We need to embrace that with this Phoenix Suns team because it's the journey, not the destination, that's going to be most important. But maybe that's just my Southwest bias. We welcome in the mustache behind the Mac, Shane Diefenbach. Are you having fun? Not on this show, just with the Suns.
Of course, I'm having fun doing both.
Well, I feared that the first thing you were thinking was not fun, so I'm glad you're enjoying this too.
Yeah, I mean, this is I think you put it perfectly because, what is the point in watching a team that you know is not going to win the championship? Your team almost never wins the championship, especially if you're here. But there's a reason why you watch teams that are rebuilding still, because you enjoy the game. You enjoy the moment. You enjoy that single night where they're playing. That's why you watch every game if you're a true fan.
Yeah.
And so you can get the benefit from this team by just not looking ahead. You can have an enjoyable experience every time you watch this team by just enjoying the game that's happening in front of you. And sure, you can look forward like when Jalen Green gets hurt, and think about what is this team going to do in this next month and a half or however long it's going to be. Or you can just continue to watch the game. And in that case, when Jalen Green did get hurt, they played pretty damn well afterward.
Mm-hmm. Because they are living in the moment. Because they're enjoying playing alongside each other. And I think that's extremely important. And that's part of why I want us to just enjoy the ride, because they're finally enjoying it. I understand we all want a championship. I also understand one of 30 teams wins it, and the odds that the Phoenix Suns are going to be this team, even if they make major moves at any point, is probably infinitesimal.
Whoa.
What
does that mean?
Very, very tiny.
Infinitesimal?
Yes.
Chat, be honest. Don't act very smart. Have any of you heard that word? I've never heard that word.
I'm sorry. You can look it up. I'm 99% sure I got it right.
I bet it's real.
Because, infant is a small human, infinitesimal, like decimal. It's a small number.
Yeah, no, I'm breaking it down. I just have never heard that word.
Look, I took Latin in school. I mean, I couldn't speak anything, so I took Latin. I speak Pig Latin, so that's what I speak. Look, I think all the bias in the chat, and I know you might not agree, and that's perfectly fine. I know Muhammad says Booker deserves better. We can be contenders with a few tweaks. Booker is a superstar and deserves more respect. I don't disagree that Devin Booker is a great player. I actually think if they keep it up and he keeps with these statistics, which are significantly better than the finals run, the 64-win run, he could be in the MVP conversation. Do I think that they could make some tweaks at the deadline and maybe make a stronger push? Sure. But I'm not going to focus on that because I'm having fun right now. 4-1 Suns. Devin Booker putting up numbers we've never seen. Grayson Allen shooting unconscious. Royce O'Neal finally figuring out
Is Royce O'Neal the best player in the NBA?
I mean, he doesn't have to be a streaky shooter anymore because he's getting wide open looks. Jordan Ott doing things that we just have wanted a coach to do in Phoenix for a very long time. It doesn't have to be just good at motivating or good at X's and O's or not good at either. Like we've seen with some coaches, you can be both, and right now Jordan Ott's both.
Another thing with this team is they go down 20. One, you don't expect them to give up, which is awesome, and that's great basketball. But two, even if the game is out of hand, you know what we can still look forward to every night? The Dylan Brooks hot mic.
Oh my God!
Because that guy's voice, you can hear everything he says, and it's not just him. Like. This team just never – the vibes are fantastic. And that's – again, everyone's obviously pointing that out. That's one of the most obvious things. But we haven't had that since that finals run. The vibes haven't been this good since you traded away the Twins. And that crowd that was saying, I told you so, is having their moment. But so is everybody else because you get to enjoy and watch this team.
Yeah, great. You were right about that. And now all I care about is right now. I don't think I've ever approached it like this before, and maybe it's because I'm getting older and it changes the mindset. But to me, yeah, to your point, what are you watching sports for if it's not to try to be enjoyed? If you're just watching sports because you want a title and everything makes you miserable, you probably need to find a new hobby.
Yes, you definitely do.
You probably need to go bird watch or something.
Hey.
There's nothing wrong with it. I'm saying that brings you great joy, Shane.
No, I wasn't saying, hey, don't make fun of it. I was saying, hey, for my bird watchers out there this morning, I saw an American coot.
Yeah.
Didn't know those were in Arizona. Had no idea.
I didn't know what a coot was. I thought he was calling me an old kook, but no, it's actually a bird.
Also, shout out my shirt from Homage. This thing
very
is fire.
Nice. The DT, is that what I'm seeing?
DT Pay Homage shirt. Very
love
good.
it. By the way, thank you, Ronald Wheeler, for your service. We appreciate you and all the vets today, as we said. I appreciate each of you for watching this show, too. We come in here, we try to have some fun, we try to talk about sports, and hello, I appreciate your unique brand of talking that you bring to the table. Kev, I know you were up late with us on the Suns show last night, and you're right back here this morning with us. Dagoon, I guess
good luck bird watching.
The Goon's going to bird watch because he only wants a title. You're welcome here. I'm not saying you have to leave. I just want you to be happy, Dagoon, and that may not be possible, and that's okay. You can stay here and you can give me a hard time. Deborah, we appreciate you for being in all these chats. chats. I don't know how you do it because I'm paid to be here and I can't be in every chat. Kara, same with you. I know you were there last night with the Suns. You're here now. We appreciate each and every one of you. And yes, hello, that was a compliment. 6'7". Hit the like button now, please, if you would. It helps us out. If you're not already a supporter member, a supporter club member, hit that join button here, either on YouTube or in the chat. And if you're not a diehard, I recommend you become one because Alex DiAgostino is writing some great work. And you can sign up for his free newsletter now, too. It's the PHNX Sports Daily. It's everything you need to know about Arizona sports. It hits your inbox at 6 a.m. So if you go to bed, earlier than when the Suns post game hits or when that Suns game ends, it's all right. Get the PHNX Sports Daily. Alex will keep you updated in the morning whether you should be looking at bird watching or you should be enjoying the ride, one or the other. So, a big AZ Craps guru. Glad to have you in the chat, too. He says, Booker has never won anything. You can't elevate the play of his teammates. Fact. I think you and I have a different definition of fact.
Big AZ Craps guru was in the ASU chat the other day, and he was just coming in with hot takes and then leaving on one-liners. He'd be like, "Craps guy out," or he's like, "We'll see how the dice roll." I'm like, "That's awesome."
I mean, a big AZ Craps guru. For a guy that has a conventional '80s nerdness photo, you should check your facts a little bit harder. On the other side of the break, part of this show is about making you a smarter sports fan. It's not just infinitesimal and learning what that means. It's also getting you some interesting information on exactly what Jalen Green's going through, what you can expect in terms of his rehab, and how long he may be out. I talked to a former Suns athletic trainer, and we do that right after the break. You know what? If you feel like rolling the dice, you can do it with our friends at Gila River Resorts and Casinos. Nobody does it better in the desert. And yeah, I'm even including that part in the desert north of us in a different state. Nobody does it like Gila River Resorts and Casinos. Over 4,500 slots and live table games, yes, including craps, big AZ Craps guru. And if you haven't been there, I highly recommend it. One of their 4 locations, Wild Horse Pass, Lone Butte, VQuiva, and Santan Mountain, they're all spectacular. You want to be treated as somebody that it matters, they're going to do that. You want to have the best gaming experience you've ever had, they're going to give you that. You want amazing dining, they have it. And if you're looking for a place to stay, you want a little staycation, Wild Horse Pass is the resort for you. So go big and go home a winner. From upscale to approachable, casual to classy, and from bar to bar none, their selection of dining options is always in good taste. And this man knows about food. So you do you at Gila River Resorts and Casinos. Visit playathila.com for more details. Talking food. If you're looking for a quick, easy meal while you're on the go, Circle K's got you covered, because if you're a member of the Inner Circle, they've got some meal deals for you. It's called the Meal Deal Matrix. No, you don't have to be Neo. You don't have to put on black patent leather and some weird sunglasses and bend over backwards to get your food. No, all you have to do is sign up to be a member of the Inner Circle by downloading the Circle K app, and then bam, you're going to unlock the Meal Deal Matrix. $3 meal deal, hot dog or tornado. That's like a chicken roll-up wrap.
Chicken tornadoes,
it's a tornado. You don't have to worry about it. You'll enjoy it. Select Frito-Lay's chips in a Polar Pop up to 40 ounces. That's 44 ounces. That's $3. $4. Circle K breakfast sandwich, hash browns in any flavor, 16 ounce. Bang! C4 or Ghost, or a medium coffee, or a Polar Pop up to 44 ounces. I don't know what a C4, Ghost, or a Bang is, but you can enjoy it if that's what you're into. A $5 meal deal, 2 slices of pizza, any soda, 20 ounce, or Polar Pop up to 44 ounces. $5. So they got you covered, plus great deals on fuel. Join the Inner Circle today for free by downloading the Circle K app. Terms and conditions apply like everything in life. At participating locations, visit CircleK.com for details. And I told you before the break, yesterday I caught up with former Suns athletic trainer Adam Annacone. We talk about hamstring injuries and what you need to know when it comes to Jalen Green's injury. Excited to welcome in a friend of mine, a guy I've known for a very long time. It's Adam Annacone, the clinical professor and at the University of Texas at Arlington. Used to work for the Suns as a performance and recovery specialist and assistant athletic trainer. Adam, how are you, my guy?
I'm well, thank you. Hope all is well with you.
Yeah, I mean, I wish I could call you up when it wasn't about some, injury that was somewhat devastating for a team that we have here in Arizona. But we'll figure out something positive eventually. Hamstrings on the mind right now.
Yep.
Jalen Green with the Suns, obviously with a hamstring injury that has been nagging him. He went out of the game the other night. I know that you can't talk about a specific player or a specific diagnosis, but I wanted to talk about hamstring injuries in general. What usually
Mhm.
leads to a hamstring injury with a high performance athlete like this?
Yeah. So typically, what we see with hamstring injuries is individuals who are going at a high rate of speed. And I was thinking in preparing for this how I could very easily explain anatomy in a quick little segment for people so they can understand it. And the best analogy I can come up with is it's kind of like the brake and the gas pedal of a car. So a car that's at stop, if we want to get moving, we're going to step on the accelerator, right? And so when we step on that accelerator, that's going to cause a muscle action. So, like if I want to bend my elbow, I'm going to step on that accelerator and my elbow is going to bend. Now, depending on how fast I want to go, depends on how fast my elbow goes, right? Within that car. If I want to stop that movement, I can stop it suddenly or I can stop it gradually. And that's the other component. So we're dealing with the triceps and the triceps and the biceps. And so we have this principle called eccentric contraction, which basically a muscle contracts to slow the movement. So when we think of the hamstrings in an individual that's going at a high rate of speed, when an athlete extends their leg out, strides out during running, as they do all the time, right? They need to be able to control that movement. If not, their leg would just kind of fly up into the air. So the hamstrings are going to contract and serve as that brake to almost say, wait a minute, we need to control this leg this way it can then plant down on the ground. Well, the hamstring is contracting while it's also lengthening at the same time. So there's this tension under the hamstring. And we see a lot of hamstring injuries occur at a high rate of speed because it has to contract, but it also has to try to slow the body down. And so we see that, or we just see, like any other type of muscle, it can stretch too far, and that's when you see a tear. But the most common, or what we see a lot in elite sports, is kind of that contracting to serve as a brake to slow the body down,
And
if that
what's
makes sense.
it does. And what's the difference specifically between a strain and a tear when it comes to this kind of stuff? Because I don't think people are quite clear on that.
So it's basically the same thing. You're saying the same thing. A strain, there's different degrees to a strain. So if our muscle fibers are aligned like this, a strain or a small little tear is just the pulling of those fibers. That's considered a grade 1. A grade 2 is a little bit more, so it's a little bit more severe. And then grade 3 is a complete rupture of it, right? So all those are a form of a tear. So a strain and a tear are basically synonymous.
Well, that explains why we don't know the difference, because there isn't a difference with it. We see a lot of guys who will have a hamstring injury re-injure that pretty quickly. Is that a normal thing? And what leads to the idea that it can get re-injured so easily?
Yeah. So within the first year, literature has identified re-injury of a hamstring anywhere from 12 to almost 50% within that first year. So it's fairly common. And I even think in the NBA, it's somewhere around 37% re-injury rate. So it's high, it's up there, and it's fairly common. Again, we have to think about, we are dealing with humans that are doing subhuman or superhuman feats. They're flying around 100 miles per hour and putting a lot of wear and tear on that muscle tissue. And for a normal individual, you, me, what have you, who sustain a hamstring injury, and then maybe we go back to rec ball, we may not see that high level reoccurrence rate. But for individuals going 100 miles per hour, pushing the boundaries of this soft tissue, it makes sense why we see a lot of turnover, a lot of re-injury rates.
Once you re-injure it, does that rate of potential re-injury go up, or does that just kind of stay the same as you go along based on the research?
Yeah, it kind of stays the same. And I think what we tend to see is a little bit more err on the side of caution with that second re injury. Let's give this a little bit more time. Let's make sure we're dotting our I's, crossing our T's, because the reality is you can have good success rates with this. We just need to make sure the rehab process is thorough. And that includes early on protecting it all the way to late stage rehab, to where we're putting as much force and stress on that tissue as we can as possible. Now, there's some limitations to that. You could have the best rehab program in the entire world, crafted by the best clinicians, which I know the Suns have. But even to that, trying to mimic in-game situations is really hard, and to sustain that for a long period of time. So there is some susceptibility to injury just because of our limitations of what we can simulate and what we can put an individual through regarding the rehab process.
Is it difficult with a soft tissue injury to be able to tell exactly how you're progressing? It's not like, I assume it's not like a broken bone where you do an x-ray, you can see how it's healing, those kind of things. With a hamstring in particular, is that difficult to fully understand that?
I don't want to say it's difficult, because technology has come a long way. We have ultrasound. We rely on MRIs and things like that. So technology has come a long way to where we can actually take a look at the tissue. But we have to keep in mind we're also dealing with biologics here. And so from a cellular level, and being able to identify what's going on at the smallest molecule aspect of the tissue, ensure that it's 100%, that's where things get really tricky. So even on really good, clean, I'll use that in quotations, clean ultrasounds or MRIs, that still doesn't give us 100% certainty. There's risk in everything that we do. And when we return someone to play, there's risk in that. Nothing is 100% certain that it won't happen again. But we've made a lot of strides. Technology is helping a lot, but there's still limitations to it.
You mentioned there's varying degrees of strains or tears that you get when it comes to the hamstring. What's the rehab time like in general? I know it's not a blanket one size fits all, but in general for each of those different types.
Yeah, so obviously a complete tear, that's kind of a longer term aspect. I don't even think we'll touch that, because in certain instances, certain cases, you may be looking at surgery depending on where it's at. So we'll kind of leave that to the side, and that's type 3. Type 1 and 2 could be anywhere from 1 to 6 weeks or more, really depending. Kind of that mid-range type of tear, type 2, you're looking maybe 4 to 6 weeks. Others may even push that out a little bit more, depending on how the individual is feeling, and if you're following any type of criteria-based rehab program, to where even after a couple weeks, that pain and that sensation, like you feel like it's torn, is gone, still doesn't mean you're 100%. So we want to make sure that we're giving enough time for the body to do its work, to heal itself, to build that scar tissue, to lay down enough layers to hopefully protect against any type of tensile strength or force down the road. And so you're looking at, again, about 1 to 6 weeks. And so grade 1 or type 1, you're looking 1 to 2, maybe 3 weeks, and then that mid-range 4 to 6 weeks, 4 to 8 weeks, depending.
For an athlete, what's the general rehab look like? Is it a combination of specific workouts and something like cryotherapy? What do you go through to try to get back from this as an athlete?
Yeah. So early and often, you're doing things, number one, to mitigate pain. Pain is good because it tells our body whether we're doing too much or too little. So we certainly don't want to eliminate pain early on because we can use that as a really good gauge. But it's all about pain control, inflammation control. You want some inflammation there because that inflammation is going to help build that scar tissue and heal that tissue. And then you're looking at range of motion. So you want to move this within the confines of your pain tolerance, because if we're not moving this, and then everything's stiffening up, and that just makes it harder to get it moving on the back end. Right. So it's this fine dance of let's get this moving, but let's not move it too much to where we're causing a lot of pain. And then from there, it's about strengthening the muscle. It's strengthening the muscle in that concentric movement. So like I said, stepping on the accelerator, it's strengthening the muscle in that eccentric phase. So stepping on that gas or on that brake and slowing the muscle down. So we can do something like they're called Nordic hamstring curls, where we're lowering the body down to the ground. That's all really important. And then training the body in all three planes. We don't just move in one plane. We have three different planes, and that's kind of front to back, side to side, and rotation. And so it's going to be this progressive step of where we're building strength, we're building movement in different planes. We are trying to go from very little movement to high end, high speed, change of direction, stop, starts, acceleration, deceleration, what have you, all within that 8 week, 1 to 6 week period of time. So it's not a lot of times when individuals hear 4 to 6 weeks, they think, oh, someone's just sitting out, putting their leg up in the air for 4 to 6 weeks. That's not it at all. I mean, from day one, you're working. It's just this gradual progression all the way back to where you can go 100 miles per hour on the court.
Adam, really appreciate your time and the insights today. And thanks for making us all a little bit smarter when it comes to hamstring injuries.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if I did that, but I'm happy to talk anytime y'all have me.
You certainly made me smarter because I didn't know crap about the hamstring before that. And this is a guy that worked at the National Academy of Sports Medicine before I came here. So thank you to Dr. Adam Annacone for the insight. That's another edition of Southwest Bias in the Book. Say a big thank you to the mustache behind the Mac, Shane Diefenbach. You can follow him at Shane Dief. You can follow the program at PHNX_sports. You can follow me at Espo. And remember, enjoy the journey, because the destination might not be where you want to get anyways. Ahoy, hoy.
We all silly like the mayor.